What's up, folks? It's your man Jay Will. Decided to go ahead and do a quick stream on the V30. Just want to talk about it real quick. You know, chat with you guys if anybody's available. Saturday afternoon, it's about 11:45 Central Standard Time, and I wanted to also check out the. I wanted to use the front camera on my Chromebook. It's supposed to have a nice wide angle camera, and it's supposed to be HD. So this should be at least 720p. Hopefully the stream quality is okay. Let's get this pumped out here. Go to the room. What's going on, everybody who's just getting in? I'm gonna put this on Twitter and social media and things like that. Hope everybody's having a good Saturday. Just wanted to kick back for a second and talk about the V30. V30's good. It's good. I'm feeling it so far. The size of it, everything about it, I think I really like it so far. So if you have a V30, I'm sure you'll have a lot of input on the V30, just like me. Let's get this chat out here. What's going on, everybody who's joining in? Taking time out of your Saturday morning, afternoon, evening, whatever you're doing. Again, I wanted to check out my Chromebook front camera and test it out. See how good it can do for a live stream. Dang, you already got a question like that. Between the V30 and the Note 8, what do you prefer? It's too soon, man. I don't know yet. You know, I know questions like that are kind of difficult to answer up front. You know, I just got the V30. I've had the Note 8 for a while, so I can't really say, oh, okay, you know, the Note 8 is better. It just wouldn't be fair at this point because I just got the V30. So, you know, I don't know yet. I've only had the V30 for going on 2 days. So we'll have to keep testing it out, and we'll see where it's at. But so far, man, I'm feeling the V30. I'm feeling it. It's actually pretty good. I mean, I knew it would be good. I knew the hardware would be premium and everything. But it's more a matter. It's just a matter now of so many devices to choose from. What do you pick? And comments like that, questions like that, I guess. Questions like that, I get like, well, what's the best one? And you know, which one should you use? You know, questions like that come really fast. But I try to avoid answering questions like that too fast when I haven't had a device long enough. So what's going on, Tech Junkie and all you guys coming in? I got the U11 for now. The U11 is right here in my hand, actually. The U11 is actually probably still my top choice for 2017 so far. I don't know yet. I'm still closing out. But the U11 definitely is beautiful. Two shiny phones. The U11 is definitely beautiful. The U11 Plus though gets announced on November 3rd or 2nd or something like that. So I'm not sure. V30 is actually pretty beautiful. There's the display. I want to talk about some things like people are asking me if I'm having issues and what about the screen burn? All these other problems that people are saying that they're having. I don't know anything about that, man. I'm not really having the problems because I think a lot of people might be looking for problems that they've heard about online, you know, and I just don't do it like that. I just use the phones. And if I have a problem with it, then I'll go ahead and talk about it. But if I'm not having the problem or I don't notice the problem, like I posted a video and someone was like, oh, well, yeah, you know, you got that problem. And I was like, I don't see it, man. So, you know, some people might be looking for the problems, but I'm just not. I mean, if I don't see that I have a problem with the device, I'm not gonna search the internet and look for, I guess that's what it is. I don't search the internet looking for the problems that people talk about online. And I think a lot of people, that's how when they get their phones, they instantly start they start to try to pick apart the phones instead of enjoying the phones. And right now, there's a lot of good phones out there. It's too many to choose from. You know what I'm saying? So the V30 is great, man. I mean, at this point, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, again, I've only had it for 2 days. So I wanted to kind of go through it live with you guys to take some of your questions and, see what you think about it if you have it. Because I know a lot of people have the V30, and if you're into the technology, the latest and greatest comes about and you buy it. That's just what it is. It's hard as a tech enthusiast not to purchase every device that comes out. I actually like the V20 a lot, and I like the G5 and the G6 a lot. The rear cameras, I'm gonna have to just compare the rear cameras of these two phones, because this phone right here is a well-rounded phone. It's the most complete phone that I've ever used as far as daily use. I mean, the price, the performance, the cameras, it's just complete. The screen, it's really underrated, and that's unfortunate, because the tech world sometimes can destroy a phone before it even gets where it needs to go. And that's just one of those things that happens to devices in the tech world. But the V30, I think, is going to be one of those underdog devices where it should be getting more love than it's getting. However, the price will hold it back, and we can't do anything about that. The price is definitely going to hold the V30 back for a lot of people. I said that I was going to wait on it, but I was like, man, I'm just going to get this phone because I know I want it, and I'm going to want to get it either way. So I was like, I'm just going to get it and call it a day. And if I don't like it, I'll get rid of it. But already I can tell you, I really like this phone. So let's talk about the front camera. The front camera, when I first got it, now it's kind of weird. By default, LG set the resolution to 2 megapixels. So I initially posted some stuff online saying, why LG? Why did you do this? And it turns out they pretty much set the phone to 2 megapixels for the front camera for footage. And I was like, what the heck are they doing? And I ended up going into the settings and messing around with it, and I was able to change it to 5 megapixels, which is where it should be. And which is kind of weird, because why would they have it by default? Like Samsung sets their displays to 1080p by default, which is kind of weird, because it's a Quad HD display. Why do you feel the need to set it to 1080p? Of course they're trying to get you to save battery, and a lot of customers don't play around with their phones that much, and they probably wouldn't even go into the settings and even notice that it's set to 1080p. And because they'll, to me those are little sneaky little tricks that OEMs do, for the average consumer, so they can't, they don't really figure it out real quick, So with us techies, we're going to figure it out immediately. We're going to figure out, okay, well, let's dig through this phone and let's try to find out what we can tear apart on this phone. And so for me, the first thing I did was I took photos in my unboxing with the front camera, and I was like, wow, this thing sucks. And it turns out that LG, for some reason, default settings were 1080p. And I was like, or excuse me, they were 2 megapixel. And I was like, why in the world would they set this phone to 2 megapixel? And I just uploaded my most current video. I went on ahead and released my footage for the cameras for the front-facing video. And the front-facing video, the front photos, they look good to me. I don't have a problem with it. So I would say that even though the front camera is definitely not up to par with the U11, the front camera does good. It's good enough for, like, it's kind of, that's becoming the norm right now. It's good enough for all social media, because that's what we do. We do social media. So it's just one of those things that it's good enough for that, you know? So the front camera, I posted online, and I posted an updated set of pictures. So, you know, the camera does do very well at 5 megapixels, which is the highest setting for the front camera. It does shoot in 1080p at the front camera as well. Microphones on the V30 definitely are very loud. Even if you don't have on manual mode, microphones are extremely loud for the V30. This phone is made to, like, almost want to say you can use it to shoot a short film, because it has the option for 24 frames per second. And that's something to be desired by a lot of other phones, because believe it or not, I know the iPhone has it, and I think they got it on their phones first. I'm not really keeping track of that, but that's the first time I've seen it on the phone, was the V30 and the iPhone 8 Plus. And obviously it's going to be on the iPhone 10 also. But the V30, the cameras on here the rear far exceeds my expectations when it comes to straight up footage. The screen on here, as you can see, is absolutely gorgeous. Some people are saying, you know, that they haven't. Somebody was asking me about, like, it's crazy that when I first get a phone and I do the unboxing, and then people start asking me, well, are you having bleed? Are you going through this? I'm like, wow, dude, I just got it. I just pulled it out the box. So there's no way that I'm going to be able to answer all these questions that you're throwing at me. But some people are, let's talk about the screen. So the screen, as you can see, to me, is absolutely great. I don't see an issue with the screen at all. I think some people are talking about, like, bleed or something like that, or light bleed. I don't know, man. Again, when I get a phone, I don't try to pick it apart from negative things first, or I don't read stuff on the internet and decide, okay, well, everybody else is having these problems, I want to check my phone to see if I'm having those problems. I don't do that. So the screen for me is right on par, you know, with my favorite phone, the U11. The screen is actually great. I really can't. I mean, it's kind of crazy, but the U11 is bigger than the V30. You can see that. The U11 is bigger than the V30, and it just lets you know that LG can do a fantastic job, or not just LG. Phones can be made with a big screen and a small body. And you know what? The plus of the U11 is coming. And mark my word, I think the U11 Plus is going to shut down nearly every phone in the market. It's going to shut them down because it's going to have a 6-inch display. They removed the home button from the front, moved it to the back, and they kept this same design with this beautiful hardware. So this phone is already a win. When they bring that Plus out on November 2nd or 3rd or whatever, they're going to shut some people down. This phone right here is already better than a ton of other phones on the market. Like, it's a more complete phone for a low price, and it has all the flagship specs. They're going to shut it down. But the V30, man, the screen problems that people are talking about, I don't see them. I don't have any problems with my screen. So I don't know what they're talking about. I'm not actually following the blogs when they're saying there's screen problems. So for front camera, for me, while it's not the best, it's definitely doable now that I've changed it. And also the screen, it's gorgeous to me. If you have a V30, I don't know how you could not like the screen. It's fantastic. Let me read some of these comments in here. My V30 is on order. Yeah, you'll enjoy the V30. Love the V20. Hoping it's more right. Does it have smart settings where you can shut off? It does have smart cleaning, but this says, does it have smart settings where you can shut off Wi-Fi when you leave home or turn on Wi-Fi when you get home? I don't know. I didn't really dig deep into that, but let's smart settings, you're saying. So it's got smart settings right here. Yep, there you go. That answers your question. Smart settings. With smart settings, you can have things turn on and off and open or change according to where you are and what you do. Try using smart settings. So boom, there you have it. Yes, it has all of them right there. So smart settings is here. So you've got at home, away from home, when using earphones, and Bluetooth. So smart settings is on board. Shout out to Tech Time, so it does have it. Let me see here. Agreed, love the U11 too. I did not like the V20 because the battery life was horrid. How's the V30 battery life? So I'm at 45% right now, and I think I'm just over 3 hours of screen on time. I've been on this same charge for almost 12 hours. I've got 45% left, and I've got 3 hours and 3 minutes of screen on time. So that's actually pretty good. I'll grab at least 6 hours of screen on time. Have you tried manual mode for pics? Yes, I just posted a video on manual mode, and I did, or on the camera, and I did manual mode for pretty much that entire video. And it's actually pretty sweet. Check it out if you haven't already done so. The video is live. It went live right before this live stream. So yeah. So that video is live. Let me check some more comments here. What about the auto mode on the rear camera? I've got a video up on that already too. That's in the initial video too, I believe. The auto mode is fantastic. Microphones, everything is good. I mean, the rear camera period is just good. It's like fantastic. Who have the better front cameras, Note 8 or V30? I'll compare them. I haven't done that yet. Because when it comes to camera footage, I just like to put the footage out there and then let you guys decide for yourself. And I try to keep my opinion out of it until you guys have spoken about it. Do you still have the Essential Phone? The Essential Phone review is coming up. I'll post that probably. Yeah. Yes. I'll post that. I didn't get the Essential Phone to pretty much use as a daily driver. Now, I didn't get it for something I know I would keep for a long time. But yes, I do. And the video for the Essential Phone, I'll maybe post a full review for it this week sometime. Can't wait for the U11 Plus. Yeah, the U11 Plus is going to be fantastic. Hey, Albert's here, man. Shout out to Albert, everybody. Forbes Tech, what's going on, guys? Yeah, the smart settings is cool. Too expensive for me right now. Yeah, I mean, all these phones are expensive. The Z Premium is expensive. You say you got the Z Premium. That phone is $800. So yeah. With the $100 price drop on BB, recommend the V. No. If I had to choose, okay, now that's a question I'll go ahead and answer. Shout out to John Mooring in the house too, y'all. And then I'll get to TJ's question. If John Mooring says with the $100 price drop of the BB or the BlackBerry, he's probably talking about the BlackBerry with the keyboard. Would you recommend the V30 over the Essential Phone? I really don't understand the part about the with the BB in there, but I would recommend the V30 over the Essential Phone because the Essential Phone, while it's good, it's actually a first generation phone. So you're not going to get that money's worth, I believe. Even though right now it's $5.99 at Best Buy and the white one is available too. So I thought about picking that one up. You feel the device is too lightweight. No. The Pixel, I'll tell you what I don't like about the Pixel XL2, the way it feels in the hand. This feels like a premium Pixel 2 XL. Does that make sense? It looks identical. You wouldn't really know that this wasn't a Pixel XL by the front. The Pixel XL actually has bigger bezels on the top and bottom and sides. But the Pixel XL2 feels better in the hand because this one has a slippery back. But this feels weightier than the Pixel XL2. Trust me. The Pixel XL2 feels cheap in the hand. It doesn't even feel like it's built of any kind of metal at all, but it has a lot of grip to it. So, but this feels a lot more weighty, and this feels really, really good compared to the Pixel XL2. I'm looking for some more comments here. Still, yeah, of course it has knock knock. You know, it has all those features that LG puts in here. Oh, okay, John Morning. I'll see what you're saying. Yeah, no, I still would recommend the V30 over the Essential Phone. You know, again, because the V30 isn't a first generation device. And then also, you know, the V30, the V line is established. So you're getting upgrades here with the Essential Phone. You're just kind of getting your first gen and, you know, you're getting your first trial with the Essential Phone. So I will wait that one out. I know it costs less. But if you have you're asking that obviously because you can afford it and you have the ability to choose. I would assume. But, you know, I would still recommend the V30 over the Essential phone right now. I'm going to get into some more questions here. How would you rate the Axon 7 versus V30 headphone playback? Haven't tested that yet, but I will test it. Have you noticed any screen? Yeah, again, with the screen things, I don't know where people, I would tell people, don't not buy a phone because of what you read online. I don't even know about the screen issues that people are talking about. Only thing I noticed that people are saying that it's white or something. I don't know. That might even be the Pixel phone, but I think what will help a lot of people out in their purchases is don't watch a YouTube reviewer, including myself. I'm not excluded from this. Don't watch me and make your purchase based on what I'm saying. And don't watch any YouTube reviewer based on what they're saying, because all you're getting is their opinion on something. Some things are neutral. Like, I can tell you the camera's good, but then I can actually show you the footage from that, and I can put it out, and then you can decide for yourself. I would say watch it on a high resolution screen. Watch it on a 4K TV if you can. Even though it's scaled to 1080p, watch it on the highest resolution you can so you can kind of get a feel for your screen. Watch it on a 2K screen, whichever. I would say definitely make your own mind up. We were talking about this in the Telegram group, how a lot of people don't know that they're basically basing their decisions off of what YouTubers say, or just pretty much that, or vlogs say. And I would say don't do that. I would say if you're interested in a phone, just go buy it, because you're doing yourself an injustice by taking fully my advice or taking fully anyone else's advice without trying for yourself. So, I mean, it's very obvious that places have return policies. I know a lot of people I don't like doing returns. I would rather take the loss and sell it. I just don't like doing returns. But for people who do like doing returns, or who are comfortable doing returns or don't have a problem with it, take advantage of that 14-day return period, man. It's totally worth it. It's totally worth it. You know, I mean, you might as well, some places you might have a restocking fee or whatever, but you get a feel for it. And within about 3 or 4 days, you'll know whether you like a phone or not. So with me, I have so many phones, I can tell within about 5 days how I'm going to feel about a phone. And if some phones, if you notice, I stopped doing after the hype videos, because I felt like it was a little too soon to do it within 72 hours. So I kind of pulled back, and I just I will get a phone and I would just use it for a little bit, then release the first impressions with the unboxing. So a lot of the videos that you see with the unboxings, I might have had the phone for a little bit and I had to join it together with the unboxing because I wanted to give like some kind of first impression. But I feel like when you're trying to decide on a phone, take vlogs and take YouTube videos and stuff like that. And I'm included. I'm not excluded because you're watching me. Don't base your decision based on what I'm saying or any other YouTuber. And I'm trying to hate on anybody, but you're doing yourself an injustice by not taking the control of the situation yourself. Because when it comes to screen issues and all these issues that the internet puts out there, I don't see any of that. And so anybody in this stream right now who has the V30, are you having any problems? The internet might be flooded with people saying that they dislike about this phone or they're having problems, but I'm not having any problems. So I don't know. Let me get some more comments here. So many people at Verizon, Best Buy say they never buy LG just because of past generations. I don't understand. Like, I don't make decisions based on what other people say. That's like I was just saying. Does a DAC have good bass? I mean, I'm going to test the DAC. I haven't tested that yet. Is your V30 the September, October batch? Man, I don't know. I'm not keeping up with Reddit and all that stuff. It's kind of funny you ask that because I don't really care about like what's going on. So my security patch is September 1st. So if that helps you out any, personally, I don't really care what batch it is. I'm just kind of rolling with it, enjoying the phone, man. Let me see. Only things keeping me away from the V30 was the front camera. It's bad. I checked the store and I have a G6 before. Well, again, I started this stream off. I need to go upstairs and get my Note 8 if you guys have questions about my Note 8. But I started this stream off talking about the front camera, and I came back. I'm the type of reviewer, I'll come back and correct it and apologize on camera, or just tell you guys, oh, I made a mistake on social media. Somewhere I would do that. And I did it with this phone. The initial footage in my first impressions, I said the camera wasn't good. I tested the front camera in the video. I took photos or whatever, and it wasn't good, but that's because it was set to 2 megapixels by default by LG. Why? I don't know. Like, I don't understand that. So I figured it out and I set it to 5 megapixels. Then I went back and posted again, and the photos are good enough for me. They're not U11 good. Let's be clear here. No phone is going to be able to touch this phone for front-facing video, I say. No phone. But the V30 is definitely doable. It's good, man. It's set it up to the highest setting, tweak the settings a little bit. Like, when I say tweak, I mean just adjust them in the front, turn off filters and stuff like that. This camera is pretty good on the front. And I posted that video today. Let me check some, how do I like this? We're talking about LG, but you know, the software on the Note 8 is cool, man. It's so many good phones out this year. Yeah, I mean, Paris, it's so many good phones out there. It's kind of hard to decide which one you really want to pick up. And so it's just a tough decision nowadays. The deciding factor for a lot of people is probably just going to boil down to price. That's what it's going to boil down to. How's the stock UI on the V30 compared to the Note 8? I personally like the icon setup like this. I like this. I like this because I don't have a problem with iOS or Huawei. Both those phones Huawei really got me used to having the icons all out front. As you can see, I don't use an app drawer when I use certain phones. Huawei helped me go through that transition, you know. So I'm happy that I don't have an app tray. You know, I like quick access, and iOS kind of helped me, you know, with doing so, you know. Oh, you good, Tech Junkies, man? Yeah, no. I always repeat myself sometimes during the streams to, you know, catch people up for just joined. But if you're just joining, I appreciate you joining in. This is just a kind of a Q&A, or, you know, what do you think about the V30 if you have it, you know, and just me chatting about how I feel about it so far. And I'm so impressed with this, man. I really don't want to give this up. You know, I sometimes I get rid of phones. And when I got this phone, I was like, I'm not even going to keep this phone. I'll keep it for about 3 months or something like that, and then get rid of it. And man, I don't think I'm gonna be able. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that. What's up, Night Tech? I see Night Tech in here. Let me see here. Why do you think other companies are not implementing the wide angle on the second? You know what, man? Tech Time, you're absolutely right. There's absolutely no reason why companies, you know, are not implementing the wide angle camera. Like, to me, having a secondary camera is cool and everything, but if you're not gonna implement it the right way, I hate to sound like I'm, you know, picking on other companies, but I totally agree, man. If I get a secondary camera on a phone, I think you should probably use it for wide angle. It totally should have wide angle. Like, there's no point in it not having wide angle. And I don't know why they do that, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Forbes Tech responded to my question earlier. He said, yeah, Jay, I don't have no problems with my display. I don't have any problems with this V30 at all yet. And I like how you put yet in there, because anything can happen, man. And it's just one of those things that I don't really care about what the internet is saying. That's the great part about doing YouTube reviews when you're independent, because I can read all of the stuff on the internet and I just put it back in the bucket, you know. But for me, when I want to review a phone, I'm selective about whose unboxings I watch, and I'm selective about who I watch for information. So when it's a phone like the V30, I think I've only watched like Forbes Tech, and I watched Rob Pouncey, and I watched my Project 13. I watch just certain people, because their unboxing is going to be neutral and it's not going to be a full review. It's either going to be first impressions and unboxing, but it's not going to be the, you shouldn't do this because of what the internet said. It's just not, I just don't roll. I just don't, you know. I was watching Rob Pouncey's unboxing the other day, because he just got his, I guess. And I was like, you know what? I better release this footage. I posted on Twitter. I guess I'll release this footage. Because a lot of times when phones are out, I don't publicly say that I have them so quick, because I don't know if I'm going to keep them. So I don't want to I don't want to put out something and like, you know, oh, you know, I changed my mind. I'll come back to that. But I was watching a lot of the reviews and everything, and I was like, I'm gonna check out Rob. He posted his, and I had already checked out Forbes Tech, because he had his a long time. And I checked out my Project 13. He's got his, and anybody else is in a certain arena on YouTube that's pretty much where I stayed for certain unboxings, because I want to remain neutral, because you could watch somebody's unboxing and it could sway your opinion. You know what I mean? You can watch their thoughts on it and it can sway your opinion. And that's just me being realistic. It's totally possible. We're not exempt from that. I don't know about the U11 Plus. Hopefully I can get my hands on it. John McIntyre said he just bought the LG G5 for $145. Dude, that's a killer deal right there. I would keep that. That's a great deal, man. The G5 for $145. Yo, that's crazy, man. That's good. I've got a J Mills. I've got some Bluetooth reviews coming up. I've been turning down, actually, to be honest. You know, I'm the Bluetooth. I love Bluetooth speakers. I love Bluetooth earphones. But I've got so many of them. So what I'm doing is I'm cleaning the house. I'm trying to give away a lot of the stuff that I have before I get more stuff in. And that's kind of what I've been doing. So I've been kind of turning down like a lot of the Bluetooth earbuds and stuff, because I have so many. But I do got more stuff. I do have more stuff coming. If someone wants to, one can activate the app drawer and the options. Yeah, man, you can turn the app drawer on. For a person who likes rooted phones, unlike rooted, wide angle is the most useful, flexible. Yeah, it really is, man. You can have all kinds of usage for the secondary cameras, but if you don't have the wide angle option, I feel like you're just wasting the space on the phone, you know, or at least for the secondary camera. Hey, what's going on, Paul G? Paul G, even if you are a selfie person, you'll get some good selfies out of the V30. It just has to be the right lighting. V30 versus Blade Z Max? Nah, that's not even. It wouldn't even be worth doing, because the V30 is way more powerful. The screen is better. There's just way too many things about the V30 that are better. Yeah, John, I can't. John M, I can't wait for the U11 Plus, man, because it's pretty much, it's going to be about the size of this phone, this U11, but it's just going to be all screen, and they move the fingerprint reader to the back. Man, it's going to be this. The U11 Plus is going to shut down a lot of phones, man, because this phone is already killing a lot of phones. It's crazy. Flossie Carter is good to watch. Yeah, I like. Oh yeah. Come on, you're not kicking with Floss. If you got a V20, you're doing good. A lot of people have the V20 right now. How's the V30 compared to the U11 in aspects? I have the U11 thinking about buying the V30. Well, when you say aspect, I don't know what you're talking about size, but the U11 is a little bit bigger. It's a little bit wider. But it's, you know, the U11 is a little bit wider, you know, and it's a little bit thicker, but it's pretty much premium hardware, just like this. They almost feel identical in the hand, but you know, the U11 just has the smaller screen, and it's a little bit chunkier, if you will. You really probably can't tell on video. I would definitely say keep the U11 though. If you're going to upgrade to the U11 Plus. Yeah, I like Floss. Floss, that's my man. I kicked it with Floss last week in New York. I want to do a headphones top 3. Yeah, you posted that on one of my videos. My top 3 headphones. Okay, and it's going to be something like pocket-friendly headphones, because I don't like to get, even when I get review unit headphones, I don't really take the ones. If I get one that's $200-300, I'll tell you, you know, I wouldn't buy this for that price. Is it worth it really at that point? Is what I would tell a person. I don't think you should spend over $50 to $99 on Bluetooth headphones. This is way too much. There's a lack of OIS secondary camera break. No. For me, it's not. Thanks, Tim. I like you too for supporting. When phones come out with matching front and back camera quality, it'll be a game changer. You know what? It's kind of crazy that they don't do that, because it's totally possible. And you don't need a really big battery. And I'm gonna get on battery here in just a second. But you should be able to have the same quality on the front and rear. And the Essential phone is the only phone right now that's technically doing that, you know? Pixel 2 XL versus V30. I got them both on order. Should I go stock or Pixel Buzz? Well, I mean, I can't tell you to go stock. If you want stock Android, then obviously you need to pick the Pixel. I mean, because the Pixel is pretty much the same phone body. This one feels more premium in the hand than the Pixel, I can tell you that. But you know, the Pixel speakers, you know, it has better speakers because it's dual front-facing speakers. The speaker on this phone, it's loud, but it's not really that loud. I kind of rank it in line with the Note 8, you know, which is loud but not too loud. But you know, I would take this phone over the Pixel XL too. Reason being is it feels more premium. The screen is nicer, I think, just a little bit, and the rear camera to me is on par. The front camera obviously is better than on the Pixel than this, but those really aren't deal breakers for me. I think the only way the Pixel would help me out is with those dual speakers and then that front-facing camera over this phone. Like I've used them both. And the only thing I like better about the Pixel, because software isn't a reason that I buy a phone. Now, I posted on social media. I really get tired of people saying that people buy phones for software and not hardware. That's just not true. People don't walk into a store and say, oh, I bet that's got some sexy software. People don't do that, man. They walk in and say, man, that thing is beautiful before they even touch it. How's the V30 reception? Good question. V30 reception is actually really good. HD calling and everything is fantastic on it. Is the display as good as the S8? It depends on what you're looking at on the display. I can compare it to I can just compare the display to the Note 8. I'll do that for you guys in another video. Pixel 2 display is not that good. Image processing video the same as V30. How's the sound quality compared to the V20 on the V30? What's a deal breaker on a phone, Jay? Well, it depends on what I'm looking for in a phone. Like, software is not a deal breaker on a phone because I prefer stock or I prefer HTC software if I have to have a skin. But software, honestly, again, when people say people don't buy phones for hardware, they buy it for software. Those are techies talking right there, because come on, you think the average consumer is walking into a store and saying, ooh, look at that software. No, man, they're looking at the hardware. They're looking at the camera. They're looking at the fingerprint reader. They're looking at all the things that deal with the hardware. That's what they're looking at. They're not looking at anything else. So deal breakers for me, you know, I don't know. A deal breaker for me on a phone would have to be that it has bad cameras on the rear, you know, or right now, the benchmark for me is this phone right here. If it can't beat this phone's front camera, the front camera is just not going to happen. So, and I knew going in that the V30 would not beat the U11's front camera, but I figured out the U11, I figured out the V30's camera, and I made it work. And so it's taking better photos. So I'm not going to dog on it anymore. I'm going to give credit where credit is due. Yeah, it's not my top camera on the front, but the rear, though, that's questionable. And the U11 does have a great rear camera, but all the big dogs I put against it, they held their own against the U11 and probably did a little bit better, you know? So the V30, I will compare the V30 and the U11's front cameras. I'll probably have that video live next week or whatever. But, you know, deal breakers for me, it would just have to be poor battery. That's one for me. Poor battery, poor cell reception, because there are some phones out there, like the iPhone 7 Plus, like the older generation iPhones, they have horrible reception, man. I mean, the reception is just, it's bad. Like, it's just not good. So reception and battery life and cameras are important to me. Very important. Those will be deal breakers. Wi-Fi reception is actually really good, Todd. Yeah. The wide angle camera is fantastic on the LG phones, man. Yeah, Dave worked for T-Mobile for 4 years. Yeah, Dave, nobody was walking in asking you, ooh, I gotta find that software. They weren't doing that, man. They were going by what they saw in front of them. Yeah, it's crazy that people always say, or certain groups of people online say, oh man, people don't buy phones for the hardware, they buy it for the software. Man, The U11, somebody asked, am I digging the U11? You need to buy the U11. I don't normally tell people that, you know, but the U11 should become your benchmark for a smartphone. A lot of people like to put the Note 8 out there as a benchmark for a phone, and then it starts, when you start picking out things that the Note 8 can't do, oh, it's a class of its own. The Note 8 is just a phone, though, man. Let's keep it real. The Note 8 is just a phone. It just has a few more capabilities than the next phone. But in all actuality, the phone is expensive, and there's other phones out there that cost less. They pretty much perform better in a lot of areas. But it's about what the consumer wants. So if you want that, you know what I'm saying, don't get me wrong, the Note 8 is a boss. But to me, it's not the kill-all, say-all phone. That phone doesn't exist. It'll probably never be created because the OEMs want us to keep spending money. Even with the U11, it's not complete. It's the most all-around, well-rounded phone that I have. Battery life is fantastic. Cameras are great. Build quality is fantastic, but it's slippery, so I got to put a case on it. You know, it's got the large bottom area, but there's no explanation of why it's so big, you know? So they fixed that in the U11 Plus. They took it all, it's all screen now. And it's going to be hot. I can't wait to get my hands on the U11 Plus. But until then, this phone is totally doable, man. It's sweet. Check some comments. Shout out to everybody who's just joining. How's a speaker compared to the G6? The G6 has a louder speaker than this phone, I believe. Are you getting the U11 Plus? I guess I already answered that, huh? Nothing better than some sexy software. Yeah. Hey, Grant S is in the house, y'all. Shout out to Grant, man. I see you found the improvement on the V30 camera. Yeah, I sure did, Grant. I was messing around with it, and I was like, why is this so bad? And it was something as simple as it was set to 2 megapixel, which is kind of crazy that LG did that, man. I don't understand. Maybe it was just mine. I'm not going to say that everybody's phone is like that, but apparently Mobile Geezer, shout out to Mobile Geezer, he found his was set to 2 megapixels too, so he gave me a shout out on Twitter and said, hey, you were right. It fixed it. It looks better. The G6 and the G5, let me tell you something, folks. The G6 and the G5 are totally still worth it because the V20 is worth it. Look, the V20 is $380 to $400 right now, everywhere, like unlocked and with carriers. Carriers have it for about $380. Unlocked is $399 pretty much everywhere or less. The V20 is a great purchase for camera. Now, when you get to the G5 and the G6 right now is $499 everywhere. Is it a better purchase than the V20? Probably for size-wise, but you know, the V20 has a removable battery. It has the same great cameras, and it's in the V line. But the G5, folks, you can find the G5 for $199 brand new. And some people got it for like one dude got it for $145 in here through Sprint, but still he got a good deal on it. That's a great purchase because it still is in line with the V30's cameras. Well, is it better? I don't know. You have to compare for yourself, but it has fantastic cameras that are still beating out a lot of other phones out there. So when you think about that price, the G6, $500, totally worth it. The V20, $400, totally worth it. The G5, $200, totally worth it, man. You're getting bang 'em up cameras on the rear, not doable cameras on the front. You know, it's the LG phones are not known for having the best front cameras, but it works, you know. LG has AT&T has the G5 for $600. What the heck is AT&T thinking? They're crazy. Do you think the V30 price drop will happen like the G6? Oh man, you know, of course, John McIntyre. I've said it multiple times. The U11 has the best front cameras. As far as a price drop for the V30, I think that's going to happen in the next 60 days or so. It depends on how sales go because right now you can register and get a free Daydream with this, and you know you get that 2-year warranty. So I really believe that the V30, while I don't know that it's hard to justify spending $800 on it, but if you want the phone, you have to pay that right now. So that's just what it is. So they do give you a free VR, the new Daydream. They give you that. You know what I mean? So It's good, man. Taking the price out of it, this is a good phone. This thing is sweet, man. The cameras, everything about it I like so far, except for the front camera. And I like the front camera. That's just the weakest point of the phone. Another place where this phone shines is battery. So I heard somebody say, I'm concerned, well, they typed on a video, I'm concerned about the battery because, you know, the battery is only 3,300, which I don't understand, man. 3,300 is actually pretty decent, you know, for a phone like this. I mean, because what makes that great is you can actually set the resolution down to 720p with this phone. That's something that I noticed in the settings. You can set the phone down to 720p or 1080p. So LG is thinking of these things to give you good battery. But you know me, I have mine set at Quad HD. And so far, I have like 3 hours and 15 minutes of screen on time at this point. And I got 40% left. And I'm going on, I'm at 12 hours of usage. So I'll pull down easily 5.5 to 6 hours of screen on time with the rest of this right here. So I don't see why a person would think they are going to have battery issues with this. But again, those are people that are saying, well, I read online that the battery sucked, or I read online that the screen was horrible. Like, I don't understand that. You got to go think of it. You got to make your own mind up. I know some people don't want to hear that, but it's the truth, man. You have to make your own mind up. You got to go get it yourself. You got to go make it happen. If you want it, you got to try it for yourself. That's the only way you're going to be able to decide whether or not you want this gorgeous display. Somebody also told me, oh, you said the display was gorgeous. That display is trash. But then they like Note 8 for the win, or a lot of people saying Pixel for the win. I'm like, come on, man. Those people like who do that, you know, I don't know. Flossie says the V30 is a major go. If Flossie likes it, that's my man Floss. Shout out to Floss. That's my dude. If he likes it, I haven't had it long enough to say if it's a go or not, but I'm pretty sure I really like it. The internet says the Note 8 battery was good. I had the phone. It was a lie. Well, here's the thing. My Note 8, I'm getting about 5.5 hours consistently. All right, that's across the board. That means on every charge, I'm getting a day, and I'm getting 5.5 hours of screen on time on every charge. But when you talk about that kind of battery, you have to consider the price. And, you know, a lot of people got the Note 8 for a good price, man. So I applaud them for getting it for a good price. Get it for the lowest price. I know it required a trade-in or whatever, but if you could get it at that price, get it. I wouldn't say it's a lie, though, because remember, battery life, battery life is going to depend on the user. You can't blame somebody else. Or you can do that if you want to. You can say that it was a lie and that there was, you know, that the people lied about their battery, but that's not possible really, because you don't know how they got that battery life on their phones. So here's a way to train your battery. If you got a Note 8, here's a tip for you. And you're going to need a day to do this, or you're going to need 3 days to do this. I would say give it at least 3 days. If you can do it longer, personally, I did it for a week to train my battery. And I know you're probably saying, Jay, those batteries don't need to be trained. There's a way to make that battery perform very well. What you do is you charge it to 100, put it in ultra saving mode, and then let it sit for about 3 to 5 days. Depending on how much battery is left, you should have about 80% battery left after 3 to 5 days. Then you pick it up, turn off ultra power saving mode, start using it full-fledged like you want to. Drain that battery off, recharge it, and don't turn on battery. I'm talking about the extreme battery saving mode, the one where it takes it all away. Charge your phone to 100, turn on extreme battery mode, turn off all the data or whatever, let it sit for 3 to 5 days. I can do this because I have multiple phones. After you do that, after like the 3rd or the 5th day, pick it up. You should definitely have about 80% left, or 75 at the low end. Turn off Ultra 7 mode, put your SIM card in the back in there, whatever you want to do. Start using it, bang it out hard, and then don't do that again. Just run it down and charge it regularly. Do whatever you want to do. You definitely should be able to get longer battery life out of your phone. You should do it. Try it if you haven't done it yet. I'm reading some more comments. Yeah. MS says he thinks some of the reviewers are biased. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, you know what, a regular Dave, the tech media does all sound the same, and which is why I try to take a different approach to doing reviews, man. I don't go too far into certain things, but I just give it to you like I'm like you were sitting here talking to me, you know. People have met me in person. I'm telling you, I'm just like this in person. We're just gonna talk about it. We're gonna show each other, and we're gonna keep it moving. You know what I mean? So I think that's what tech needs. I'm not saying, because obviously I talk to Board at Work, cool dude, Floss, cool dude, Joshua, all these people that you see online. Obviously, I've spoken to them in person multiple times. MKBHD, Tech Ninja, Andrew, all these guys, I've met them at least once. Some of the people I've met multiple times and spoken to them long periods of time, just hung out for multiple times. Soldier knows best. But the thing is, when it comes to decision making and how you're viewing a person, just look at the people. Look at the people, and everybody has their own style. There's no wrong way to do a review. There's no right or wrong way. You just have to watch who you want to watch and gather what you want to gather from those people. And seeing as though I've met these people in person, obviously we're not sitting around doing reviews. We're just kind of chatting, but you can kind of get a feel. You know, I met Grant in person, Grant S. Obviously I met Night Tech multiple times. I've just met I've spoken to a lot of people in person, and you get a different feel or a vibe for a person in person. I actually spoke to Mr. Mobile, Michael Fisher, for about 30 minutes or so, maybe about 15 minutes or so. And everybody's different when they're not in review mode. These are just regular people. I guess when people meet me and they say, man, he's just different in person. Like, what did you think I was going to do? I was going to sit down and do a review with you? Or not? But my reviews are consistent with how I am in day-to-day life. And that's what I like about doing YouTube. I don't have to report to anybody. I just do the review. And that's what I'm going to maintain that. What's going on? Love Tech 47. I see you, Joan. We are older, Jay, so we know about making our own mind. Yeah, you know, I'm definitely, you know, not 25. So I think they should do portrait mode like the Pixel and the wide angle. That would be cool. Is there a reason to go with the S8 Plus over the Note if money isn't a concern? It's more of a matter of, do you want the S Pen or not? And do you want the dual cameras? My top 5 for the V30, I'm gonna think of it right now. What's going on, Vincent? Am I still on Cricket? Yeah, I got a Cricket account. I have multiple accounts. I need Cricket service, man. Yeah, their LTE is consistent, you know, and they'll get on my front lawn, boy. These kids just walk up and get in your front grass, walk on your front porch. Let me see what this. Oh, I'm doing a live stream, boy, and you ain't got no shirt on. I'm gonna bring in my dough. These kids nowadays, boy, oh my gosh, they just so disrespectful. And these little kids gonna sit on my front lawn, sit on my front porch, ring my doorbell. I don't care if I'm doing a live stream. This little kid's gonna sit on my front porch. So disrespectful. They walk around outside with no shirts on. Get out of here, boy. These kids nowadays, the generation is just so jacked up. These kids are just all messed up. Oh my gosh. How you gonna be walking around our good neighborhood with no shirt on? He definitely don't live in this neighborhood. You walk around with no shirt on, walking up to people's house, ringing the doorbell, throwing the football. And I hope he ain't trying to sell something, because he gonna mess around. He just look ridiculous. Headband on, pants sagging, look ridiculous. The generations nowadays, man, it's just so sad. Sorry I got off into a rant. That's my age kicking in, because it's so embarrassing, you know, for these kids walking around. They just look ridiculous. Hair all over the place. Ain't got no shirt on. Walking around with his pants hanging down. Probably out there cussing and stuff and throwing the football around, handing out brochures. How you gonna be walking up to people's house like that? Let me get back to the stream, man. It's such a disappointment, some of these kids. let me catch up on some of these. I missed y'all's. Let me get back to y'all's questions. My bad, y'all. I don't like this generation. I'm just keeping it real. Anybody under 25, you need to get yourself together. And them kids right there look like they're about 16 or something. Ugh. Have you ever met any big YouTubers who weren't cool? I'm not gonna answer that question. You and Floss are my favorites. I respect. Yeah, Floss, that's my dog, man. Floss is cool. If I feel you're saying I speak to respect to the old T-Mobile, yeah, just say hi. Jay, well, U11 versus V30 so far. What's your pick? I can't yet, man. I can't because I've only had this for 2 days at the recording of this live stream. What's up, Jay? Doing the whole fuss. Man, my bad, man. Get off my lawn, boy. People out these kids nowadays just so disrespectful. Let me catch up. All right, I think I'm all cut up. My bad, y'all. I went on a little tangent, a little rant there about these little youngsters on the front porch. My bad. I mean, I don't like that. The kids they just look just horrible. There's no representation. Well, you know what? They are a representation of what we're getting ready to go through. I'm glad I ain't gonna be here, probably. I'll be dead and gone by the time if he makes it to my age, because these kids nowadays, they have a long way to go. Jay will sound like a cranky old he sound like a grumpy old person. Hey, man, it is what it is, man. When I was younger, I was working at 16. You know what I mean? I joined the military at 16. And when I was young, I was the nerd probably that was getting beat up. But then when I went to the military, I learned how to put them hands on people. So at 16, I was in the military, had graduated, man. I was doing something with myself. These kids nowadays, man, they're not trying to join no military, no 16. They're out there with their pants hanging down, looking foolish. Jayla's put the I wonder if these 1,000 phones on the market move by the OEMs, move the price back up. I wonder, Philly Berry says, do I have any problems with my V30? Absolutely no problems with the panel, man. I just don't have any problems with the V30. Shout out to John McIntyre. Yeah, man, I served the country already. Have any problems with the iPhone Plus reception, Bluetooth? Okay, so my iPhone 8 Plus, I have no problems with reception, and I don't have any problems with Bluetooth. I just don't have any problems with this phone either. I'll report a problem, like I'll make a video and report a problem. I've done it before, you know, with phones, you know. Let me see here. Uncle Ruckus, Boondocks. That's funny, man. Yeah, but you know, bottom line is there's a lot to like about this phone, man. There's plenty of things about this phone that I love. I'm gonna see if I can give you a quick top 5. I could do it in a video, but maybe I'll make an official video. I think somebody asked me for the top 5 of this phone. Is the V30 a better buy than Note 8? I don't know, man. It just depends on what you want in the phone. I mean, the Note 8 screen, I'm going to compare them. Corey Wells. What's going on, Corey? I see you in the house. Do I miss the second screen on the V20? Actually, I don't miss it. And as you can see in my first impressions, I didn't even bring up the floating bar because I turned it off. I don't see that this is intuitive at all. I don't see the floating bar as intuitive at all. I think it's, you know, I like that I can make a GIF, you know, from the floating bar, but I would like to be able to do that without having this floating bar installed. Other than that, folks, I don't see that the floating bar is that intuitive. And I probably would have been fine with having the secondary display, but keep this same size phone and body. That would have pleased me to have it permanently up there, because then I could put my name up there like I have it before and everything. It would have been nice. Let me see here. I'm trying to find some more of your questions. I guess when people talk about updates and stuff on phones, I've said it before, I don't even really care about updates. You know, like software updates, as long as the phone is running good. This phone could stay on 7.1.2 or whatever it's on. I really wouldn't even care. Let's talk about the top 5. Paris, shout out to Paris. I'll try to give you a top 5 right now. My first one is obviously going to be the build quality. Build quality on this thing is freaking awesome. If you like the G6, you're going to love this. The build quality on here is great. It's compact in size. You know, the screen is big. This is a 6-inch display, man. It's hard to believe, you know, how they're cheating us. They're shortchanging us by bringing out all these other phones with these small displays and then making the phones huge. So we're getting shortchanged. But you know, the screen, or excuse me, the body on here and the hardware is my first thing. That's number 5. The next thing, number 4 probably would be the display. People are asking me, oh, you have any problems with display? I think I've said it multiple times, but those guys might have just joined in. I don't have any problems with the display at this point. It's good. It's beautiful. And I think that's number 4 for me. The display is absolutely gorgeous on here. You know, I have so many phones. I set a realistic expectation, or what I would consider to be realistic by not comparing everything to Samsung phones. That has become kind of the standard. If it's not better than a Samsung phone, it's not good. Like, we all know that Samsung makes probably the best displays. So, but there's phones out there that I do think look better than Samsung displays. But, you know, Samsung isn't the benchmark for displays for me. It's actually just if the display is good or not, if it's bad or not, whatever. I'll make the choice and decide what I think. But, you know, that's the next thing. So build quality, and then the display is absolutely gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. I think a number 3 would have to be probably maybe the fact that it has a headphone jack and it has a hi-fi DAC, and just the sound quality that's probably going to come from that DAC. I haven't tested it yet, but I know I kind of ranked that at number 2 last time, I think, but it might be number 3 for me. Some people were asking why the headphone jack is on the top. I don't even care. You know, I don't care that the headphone jack is on the top at this point. As long as this body is nice and slim, the phone is really sleek. It's really nice. I think number 3 will probably be the sound quality that I'm probably going to get. Number 2, the extra things that like the waterproofing and things like that, the SD card slot, the secondary camera. And then number 1, obviously, will have to be the rear camera, you know, because that's kind of what I got this phone for. With I'm trying to find a phone that can beat the U11's rear camera for recording footage. And I haven't found that yet, but maybe this phone will do it, because I'm going to shoot videos with this phone. I'm actually going to do an iPhone video later today, or this next week or so. I'm going to use this phone. I'll let you know that I'm using the V30. You'll be able to tell that I'm using the V30. You can tell, but pretty much the top, number 1 for me is pretty much the cameras. The function from the rear camera is beautiful, you know. So 5 is build quality, 4 is screen, sound quality is number 3. Features of the phone, like water resistant SD card slot, wide angle camera, that's number 2 for me. And then overall, the functionality of that 1.6 aperture, f1.6 aperture on the rear, it does fantastic. So obviously, cameras are number 1 for me. That's probably my top 5. You know, that's kind of the way I feel about it, man. At this point, you know, I might change my mind later. Let me read some of your comments. I'm trying to get IR blaster would have been nice too. Yeah, you know, I kind of agree with that. Yeah. Can't stand the way OS looks. Very iOS. I kind of like that. I like the way this OS looks. Does V30 have multiple Bluetooth output like the Note? It has Bluetooth 5.0, so you can hook up multiple Bluetooth devices. As a matter of fact, when you start to deal with the sound and turn on Bluetooth and stuff like that, it'll tell you, it'll pop up with a little thing on it saying, okay, you can do multiple. Watching on my Axon 7. Shout out to the Axon 7 crew. That phone is always going to be a boss. I seem like an honest person. Well, I try to be, Samuel. I appreciate that. Samsung takes the lead for the same reason as Apple. A little polish here and adds a lot of big difference. They give you at least to complain about. I kind of disagree. I don't know if I agree with that solely, that Samsung and Apple are setting the standard, you know, maybe to the tech world, but I don't know if I completely agree with that. Yeah, Grant, I'm pretty sure I'll be happy with the headphone jack too. Yeah, and yeah, just be happy that it's even there. Yeah, I'm just glad they even put one on here. The fact that they have a headphone jack, yeah. You know? Yeah, the iPhone doesn't have a headphone jack. And here's another thing. If a phone doesn't have a headphone jack, I just use whatever is supplied with it. That doesn't bother me. Like, you know, some people go off onto a wild rant about it doesn't have a headphone jack. I don't even care, man. I make the best. Like, when I do a review, I try to use the phone as though I don't have the other phones. And I think that's the way reviewers should review phones, man. You can't do a review going into the review saying Well, it doesn't have what the iPhone has. I don't think that's, you can't tell you what to do, but I don't think you're giving the fans or the viewers your full 100% attention to the device if you're not really trying to use the phone for what it has. So this phone doesn't have headphones in the box. Okay, I knew that, so I got to use my own headphones. But I have some high-power Bose. I have JBL. I have a bunch of high-power headphones that I can use with this to get my sound from it. You know what I mean? So I think reviewers, when they're reviewing phones, they really should just use whatever's in the box and make the situation the best for what they can as if it was their only phone. And I think a lot of reviewers don't do that. They start the reviews off comparing to what the phone doesn't have compared to this phone. And then they mark it down as a con. That's just what I think. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying that's my approach for when I'm trying to review a device, whether it's a phone, a tablet, a computer, or whatever. I'm going to use whatever they supply to me. And if it's not there, I need to go get it to make it work for myself. Like there's no headphones in the box with this. I got to use a pair of my own headphones. I'm not going to complain. Oh, they didn't give me no headphones. It's too much drama. It's not even necessary to me. It doesn't have a headphone jack. Okay, so you knew it didn't have a headphone jack before you got it. Get ready to use whatever they told you that you're going to have to use. Let me see here. I keep my phone in my pocket, headphones for time. Camera. How's the front camera? I'm just reading some of you guys' comments. Can't wait for the Mate 10. Yeah, me too, dude. I'm totally waiting on that. With the non-tech world, Apple kills it. Samsung does marketing too. I haven't seen the V30 commercial yet. I agree with that. Apple is convincing people that their phones are magical. Their phones are a bit more magical than anything else. They're taking stuff away. I would take a smooth running phone over an all gimmicks that you really don't use. Totally agree. Don't be afraid of the dongle. Yeah, I just use it, man. I don't care about that. Side by side, LG versus Samsung versus Google features wise, for consumers, LG is off the charts. They do have a lot of features, man. Google is becoming, is Google becoming Apple with the Pixel? They're holding top Android features for their phones today. Well, I don't know if they're becoming Apple because Apple is a whole new entity of its own, you know. But I know what you're saying, though. You know, I know what you're saying. Get rid of this clown. I know what you're saying. Apple, when people compare stuff to Apple, they think about price and they think about how they're manipulating the market. So I kind of understand what you're saying. But are they becoming an Apple? I know what you're saying. When you review, do you think it's more important to compare to its previous generation? Okay, now I do agree with that. Sometimes it is best to have the previous generation, if there is one, as a benchmark. That's possible. That's pretty good. Do you think there's a market for high-end smartphones outside of Apple with a 4 to 5 inch screen? There's tons of phones out there because Sony is knocking that out the park, but Sony isn't trying to make their mark in the US. Do you think the Pixel XL gives the best Android experience? I don't know, man. See, the best Android experience depends on what form of Android you want. If you don't want stock, a lot of people would tell you to go with a Samsung phone because they're kind of feature rich, but LG phones are feature rich too. It's just that Samsung has the S Pen. Yeah. Let me see here. Jay trying to do a phone of the year. Phone of the year is coming. I got that coming. We're not there yet though. Trying to catch up on these comments, man. The stream goes fast. Are you sure the V30's multiple audio output capabilities? As far as I know, no. Why would you ask me if I'm sure? I just told you right in the phone. Come on, son. I just told you. Come on, man. I'll take the Z Blade. It has everything you need, honestly. Yeah, and again, that's why I always say there's a phone for everybody. I hope the V30 display isn't horrible like the Pixel 2, such as overburn issue. I don't know about the overburn issue and all that stuff, but from what I can see, the V30 display is absolutely beautiful, and that's all I can say about it at this point. Why are these phones price going up and high? Really, yeah, I mean, I don't know. You know, Anything over 400, you know, you got to start explaining or justifying why you're charging that much. And the OEMs don't care. They just want you to buy it. I've seen the option for multiple devices in another review. It's there. There you go. Okay. Watching this on my U11. Boom, U11 in the house. If you don't have a U11, you need to check this phone out. Sticking with the Moto G5 Plus. Yeah, stick with it. Stick with, you know, what you have. Don't buy phones, you know, just because. You know, if you're not a tech reviewer, you have no need to buy a bunch of phones. I was excited for the Moto G5S Plus, but the camera issues got me scared off. I don't know of any camera issues with the Moto G5S Plus, and seeing as I've already used that camera, I didn't see any problems. And the front camera on the Moto G5S Plus is better than the Essentials front camera, and it costs a third of the cost or 25% of the cost. LG V30 over LG V20 over LG V30 because it has a removable battery. If removable batteries is your thing, you're probably going to do that. Outside of Google, which mobile device builder is closer to stock? And that's HTC. What do you think between the Moto G4 and the Moto G4 Plus? I've reviewed them both. They're both good. If I could find a good discount, I'd jump on the U11. The discount, the U11 is already $50 off. You can get it for $599. It recently was down to $449. Even at $650, the U11 is a better purchase than nearly every phone on the market. Right now, you can get it for $599 on HTC's website. That is a killer deal. And they also even have the 6 gig, 128 gig model on there. The U11 is a great buy, man. Any input on the V30 auto brightness? Internet says thumbs down. I don't know about the internet, but mine is on auto bright right now, and it's fantastic. Outside of the, what do you think between the Moto? Okay, I'll read that. If you could find a good discount, I read that. I'm predicting within 12 months, Bixby will be amazing. Great for you. I don't really care for Bixby. Thoughts on the rumors of U11 Plus? I talked about that earlier, so catch that on the replay. What do you want from Moto line? I actually got a chance to use the Moto X4, the new one that's getting ready to come out. It's tight. The cameras are sick. I mean, the only thing I disagree with the Moto X4 is the processor. They could have given us at least a Snapdragon 821 in that phone. Everything about the Moto X4, I like it. I'm telling you right now. So don't be surprised if you see a review on the Moto X4. Just saying. Don't be surprised if you see that review. Just saying. I like that phone, dude. I mean, I got serious on you, didn't I? I looked down. I was like, I like it. Let me see if I can get the thumbnail for later. You got to pause for a second for thumbnails. Auto thumbnails on YouTube, you got to pause like boom. But the X4 is banging, folks. I mean, I'm not saying that the 630 processor that's in there is bad because the phone was flying. However, for $400, I would have liked to have seen a higher processor. I don't understand why they put a 630 in there. That phone is premium like this phone. And this phone. The color is freaking gorgeous. The color of the Moto X4 is a mix between these two phones. It's called silver blue or something like that. It is freaking gorgeous. I can't wait to review that phone, man. I was over there buying it the other day, and the guy was like, here, you want to check out mine? I was like, shoot, yes, dude. Man, let me tell you, the Moto X4, and again, I'm not saying the processor is bad. I just don't understand why they went with a 630 and the phone costs $400. But it's totally probably going to be worth it because the hardware is super premium. Oh, let me see. What features are like next year's flagship? I don't know yet. What's my daily driver? The daily driver is going to be the U11, the Note 8, iPhone 8 Plus, and currently the V30. What features you like in it? Okay, are the days of removable batteries flagship? I think the days of removable battery flagships probably are over because we're able to optimize and get good battery from what we got. The software has to be optimized right for you to take away that removable battery. Moto Z2 Force, my thoughts on it is I want to buy it. It's down to 500. I'll have to get it unlocked after I buy it from T-Mobile for 500, but it's totally worth 500 more than likely. What's going on, David Brown in the house? I see you. How do you feel about the Mate 10? You know, I like them both. The Mate 10 and the Mate 10 Pro, I like both models, so I don't really have any, you know. Um, I might sell my U11 and get the U11 Plus. Well, I'm not selling my U11, but I do plan on having the U11 Plus. I got to have some kind of benchmark. Top reasons the average consumer, the average person buys a phone: camera, display, usability, or battery. That's definitely probably, you're probably right. Overall experience, well, yeah. But it's all about 60K. I'm just reading comments, trying to catch up on some of your comments, guys. I don't think the score is better than a deal. Okay, these guys look like they're having a conversation or something like that. Removable batteries are done because of having water resistance. You can actually still have a removable battery in a water resistant phone, but I understand what you're saying. It's more of a risk, which means they have to create a bigger seal. They have to create an extra seal on the phone, and they might not want to do that. How do you manage up to 4 devices at any one time, especially in terms of SIM connections? I got multiple lines. So depending on where I'm going, I'll grab 2 phones, or I'll put all of them in my backpack and go. Once you start doing that, it just kind of comes natural. Shout out to everybody with the retweets on Twitter. Man, I like the V30, man. I try to hold back on liking things too fast and keep a balanced review. But by the 5th day, I pretty much know how I feel about the phone. And then by 2-week mark, when I start to try to work on a full review, it kind of sets in. So I already know what I kind of dislike about this phone, but battery life is really what I'm waiting on. I'm kind of getting some, I got to get some cycles through on the battery, and I got to get some cycles through on performance. But I like the V30, folks. Is it worth $800? I don't know yet. No phone is worth $800. No phone is worth anything over 400, but as far as I see, because I have to justify that purchase. But I like this phone, man. Are there any new processors that are efficient as a 625? Yes, the 835 is efficient. I don't think I can score a better deal than that. You got to get deal. Okay, those guys are having a conversation. Yeah, being able to buy battery cases, shut down removable batteries. Oh yeah, battery cases are definitely doable. I have several battery case reviews coming out shortly. The Jada Mail, if I can afford. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, you can afford it if you want to. Let's see here. Sorry, guys. I'm glad my Chromebook is a touchscreen. Let's see here. V20 half price now. Yeah, I talked about that earlier. When you unlock a phone, does it unlock the bands? And no, you're talking about the network bands. It just unlocks the phone to be on any carrier. I actually have some cases and stuff coming for the V30, and I don't have any tempered glasses yet. Shout out to Rodney Terrell. I don't have any tempered. I skipped the tempered glasses for this for now because I've had the worst experience with tempered glasses. But you know, I just got cases coming for now. How long do you think it would take for the Axon M to reach the Note level refinement? Maybe that's a good question, actually. Maybe about 2 generations. You know, maybe about 2. So basically, by the 3rd generation, you'll be good. Have you removed the liquid screen protector on you? The liquid screen protectors can't be removed. They just wear off after 12 months. It's time to replace it, it says. I would love to try the Nokia 8. Yep. 7 Plus display or V30. You talking about the iPhone 7 Plus? Ahmad, you talking about which display is better, the 7 Plus on the iPhone or the V30? Elaborate. What's your favorite thing about the E4 series? Cameras and battery life and screen. Man, those are beautiful for that phone. I need to fire mine up too. Advice for my uncle who is trying to choose between a Huawei P10 and the U Ultra. Get the U Ultra. Should I trade my 8 Plus for the V30? I don't know, dude. I mean, I would say go in and play with them. Go play with them for a while. If only you could download movies and music for free on the iPhone like you can Android. I totally agree. So the V30, man, again, there's a lot that I like about it. And there's only a few things that I think might need improvement, but I can't comment on those yet because, again, we're only at 2 days. So the way I feel about what LG's doing with the V30, I mean, if you don't have it, you don't know how beautiful it is in real life. So you kind of have to look online or take people's word for it or go to the store and see it for yourself. But what I can tell you is that if you get this phone, I don't know that you'll be disappointed. Like, I think you'll be very happy with it, but I would recommend truly that you don't watch reviews on phones that you know you're going to buy. And I know it's hard to accept that. I know you're probably thinking, oh, Jay, how can I get some kind of feel for it? I say go to the stores and play with it all you want. Just play with it, dude. Just don't even bother looking at reviews. Just go to the store and play with it. I think you'll be a lot happier with your purchase if you don't look at like tech vlogs and stuff like that. Oh, they said that the screen has issues. You're gonna do yourself a whole lot better. You're gonna feel better about it if you don't worry about what's being said from what other people said. A really good thing to do with the when you're trying to buy a phone and you're trying to decide is to pretty much, how do I say it? Because, you know, when you're trying to make a purchase, try to avoid digging into what the internet says. That's the simplest way I can put it, I guess. I don't know of any other way to put it. Forget about what the internet says. Take your own route. And you can mildly touch on what you see on the internet, but stop, man. Don't get too caught up. Even what I'm saying, like, don't even worry about what I'm saying. I can tell you how great it is and what I dislike about it, but you got to get your own thing going with it, or you'll never buy it. I've let people talk me out of buying stuff by watching their videos, and I regret doing that. Let me read some of your comments. I might get another Moto phone or HTC. Nice work. On paper, the V30 is a dream phone aside from the weak front camera. And then the screen issue got me spooked. Again, with the screen issue thing, I don't know what you're talking about with the screen issue. Yes, because a lot of tech blogs are using pre-production models. Agreed, yes. And I have plenty of pre-production models. Can't have everything and every phone. Yeah, go with what, I like that comment. Go with what works best for you. Who's the best 4G LTE coverage? I assume Verizon. No, that would be T-Mobile. At least from where I sit. Thanks for all the retweets, guys. That would be the T-Mobile as far as data speeds. Coverage, I probably would actually give that more to AT&T. And again, it's just what my experience of using all those carriers. Verizon service is not that great where I'm at. If only the V30 had a front-facing speakers. You know, if the V30 had front-facing speakers, then the Pixel phone, it would have even Steven then. You know, the front camera on the Pixel would be better, but if they could have squeezed another speaker down here or turned the top speaker into that secondary speaker, this phone would be really good. Because the sound quality on here, it's not very loud, but it's doable. It's definitely doable. Let me see if I can find, I'm gonna try to play a song because I have a high power mic, so I know it's gonna pick it up. I'm gonna play a song here and give you a sample of the thing, the speaker. If I can get it to do it right. Oh wait, I think I'm doing this wrong. I was trying to stream the music, but it doesn't look like. I got it stored in my cloud, so let me go to. I want to play a song for you to give you some kind of feel of the speaker. Oh, this is my man for non-copyrighted music. I always use him. So I want to play a sample of the speaker from here. That's full volume. Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah, see, it doesn't sound bad. You know, it's not very loud, but it doesn't sound too bad. Now I can take a benchmark for your phone with dual speakers like the U11 and play that. Shout out to Mobile Geezer, y'all. I don't know how long he's been in here, but we've been going for a while. But I can play that same song on the U11 and you will hear the difference. I mean, we're talking about a phone with dual speakers. So I'll reference that for you. I'll do that so you can kind of get a feel to see how loud it is. Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. So yeah, I mean the U11 has dual speakers. Over video, even though I have a high power mic, you probably can't tell too much difference. But the U11 sounds amazing in person. The U11 has a DAC also. This phone has a DAC. I haven't tested the DAC on this yet, but I will test it out and I'll come back and talk about it with you. Now, if I have my Axon 7 down here, it's gonna sound better than all of these phones. So shout out to RC Flyers 85. Appreciate the donation, you know, good looking out. You wait on the next drone video. Oh yeah, man, I'm actually gonna work on another drone video because I upgraded my drone to a 4K camera. Spoiler. So I got a 4K camera on my drone now. So I'm working on a video. It's just so windy out here, and if you shouldn't fly your drone if it's windy. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna test out the DAC for this phone right here, and yeah. So what did you guys think about that quick sound test? Some people are watching this on the U11, so you know it sounds good. I'm tempted to get the Note 8, the V30 or the Note 8, but the Axon has a major feature. Yeah, I mean, the Axon 7 is still a very current device. It may not have like the latest processor and stuff like that, but the Axon 7 is a boss. Yeah, the V30 speaker isn't bad, man. It's actually pretty good. It's pretty good. It's actually really good. The U11, you know, it says the V30 DAC will be better than the U11. I'm quite confident. Well, I got them both, so I can tell you. See, the problem with that theory is, the problem with your theory of thinking that this phone is going to be better than this phone, you got to remember, this one is using USB Type-C audio, which if you've never experienced it, you haven't heard audio yet. See, with this phone, I've got to go ahead and use a high-powered set of headphones that I have from JBL to test. I personally think this phone is going to have the better audio on the DAC because the U11's audio through Type-C, and they have the U-Sonic headphones. Let me tell you, boss, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I have them both, and I'm telling you, the U11 has an amazing sound quality through the headphones. It's no joke. It's not a sales pitch or anything. It's just that good, man. So I don't know. I think this one's going to sound better, but I'm going to be fair and test them out. You know, don't forget the Axon 7 has a high-powered DAC too. So I think I'm gonna. It's not that I favor the U11 either. I'm just telling you from experience. When I plug in this phone right here, man, oh my gosh, the U11 with headphones is banging. It's using Type-C audio. This phone right here, I'm gonna use my JBL. I'm telling you in advance, I'm gonna use my JBL, and I'm gonna use it with this, and we'll see how it sounds. But the speaker sounds good overall. Making you want the rich 14. Yeah, I'm making you want the U11, dude. The U11 is tight. It's well rounded. I made you get the U11. A lot of people are saying I made him get the U11. The U11 is a boss, man. It's a boss. It's almost a complete phone, man. It's pretty good. What about the Note 8 audio? The Note 8 audio is good, but it's not as good as the U11. That's just my opinion on it. It's not as good. There's a lot of people that's using the U11 right now. Shout out to the U11 crew. Most underrated phone of 2017, man. U11 is a champ, man. It's a champ. People can hate on it all they want to, but the U11 is a boss. Yeah, the U-Sonic headphones, yeah, they nice. But I'm gonna use a set of JBLs with these to test out this DAC, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be really good. I'm not saying that the U11 is, I'm not just upright saying that it's gonna be better. I'm saying based on my experience, there hasn't been any phones that I like better than plugging in than the U11 so far because of that Type-C audio. But I'm gonna be fair with it. You know, I'm not gonna just, you know, do it and say, oh yeah, the U11 is better. Let me see here. Yes, this Mike King says the DAC in the Axon 7 sounds better than the V30, and I got the Axon 7, so I'll test that too. Yeah, Keith, shout out to Keith, man. A lot of people like the U11, man. So people who never bought the U11 or the Ultra, they don't know, man. They don't know that, and they think it's all a joke, you know, that people are. But think about it this way. All the bad stuff people said about the Ultra, the U Ultra, when the U11 came out, they were all on hush mouth. Think about this now. I haven't seen hardly any bad reviews. I haven't seen any bad reviews on the HTC U11. I just haven't seen them, you know? And the U11 is the phone that I use for all video footage, vlogs, that's what I'm using. You know, I want a phone to take it down. I want this phone to beat the U11 if it can, you know? But the U11 is just my favorite phone. I like using the Note 8 for video footage too on the rear. The Note 8 has good microphones, not better than the V30, but still it has good microphones, and I'm pretty excited with that purchase, man. So I don't know how long I've been streaming, but I've been streaming for like an hour and 20 minutes. Wow. But I think you guys have any more questions about the V30? You know, I'm going to release a lot of footage on it. Obviously, I try to be fair in the footage that I release. I try to remain neutral in everything, in all the videos that I do, and I'm gonna always try to be that way, as much as I can. And there's people on Twitter asking me, is there a clear winner in the V30 and the Note 8? You just gotta wait for the videos. I'm gonna put it out. I'm gonna put those videos. I haven't done any of those yet, but people are asking me, have you found, that's gotta be like the #1 question. Have you found any issues with the V30? I don't know why people start off looking for problems, man. And the reason they do that is because they've read what happened on the internet. That's what'll sway a person from, you miss out on a good phone, man, if you listen to the internet. That's what's gonna happen. V30 versus U11. Oh, you know I'm gonna make that happen, man. Jay, if you can have any company collab on a phone, who would you pick? HTC probably. What's your main personal phone? I answered that earlier. U11 is the main one. What else has U11? 6 gig model here. Yeah, the 6 gig model is boss. Do a V30 versus Google Pixel. Yeah, I plan on doing a lot of comparisons. Only thing kept me away from the U11 was no headphone jack. That doesn't really bother me because they give you those U-Sonic headphones, and I'm telling you, it is a boss. And also, it has the adapter in there, so you know. Looking for some more y'all's comments. But yeah, man, the V30, I'm impressed, like really impressed so far. I just don't have a a real major complaint. But again, I'm still in the 48-hour period. So, you know, in that first wave, you know, you don't see too many troubles with it, you know. But after 2 weeks or so, I probably will see, you know, some issues, or I might not see any issues. I'll report whether I see issues or not. If I don't see any issues, you know, I'll report that I don't have any issues, and I'll just listen to everybody tell me, you lying, there's got to be an issue because so-and-so said there's an issue. I'll just listen to that and I'll just keep it moving because I don't have any issues, you know. So read you guys' comments here. How's the battery life on the V30? Shout out to Dave. I guess you might have didn't catch that. You weren't here yet, but the V30 battery life is actually doing pretty good. I should get between 5 and 6 hours of screen on time based on usage. Oh, John says it's Reddit. They'll pick anything apart. Keith must have just came in. I talked about the second display. I don't miss it, but I don't like the floating bar. I'm not a fan of the floating bar. Reviewers switch phones daily so they always can spot problems or dislikes. Well, if you're switching phones daily, there's no way you could actually spot problems because you're not using the phone long enough, which means if they are reporting problems, they're fake problems. Because the only way you should be able to spot a problem with the phone is if you use the phone for at least 2 weeks or so. Unless the problem jumps out right away, you don't just switch away from the phone. You hope that the problem is fixed or whatever, but I don't jump around through phones like that. I try to use the phone for at least 2 weeks straight, at least 2 weeks before I start trying to pump out a full review. I think it's fair to the people that are watching, you know. I'm looking for more questions here. Yeah, Mike King, I kind of totally agree with that. I think that the U11 is getting overlooked and might be getting overlooked because of the marketing from the other bigger companies. Well, I shouldn't say bigger companies, just other companies. You know, and the same thing could apply for the V30. There's no marketing really that I've seen for this phone, and this phone is actually right in line with the U11. It's a really good phone. This is the first time I caught you. I hear a lot of people say this is the first time you caught me live. I appreciate you catching me live. I won't even butcher your name, man. I won't even try to do it. I won't even do it to you. Something. It's 12 a.m. where Karat said, "Wow." And it's actually 1:20 p.m. where I'm at Central Standard Time. The floating bar is a gimmick, not the squeeze feature. The squeeze feature is actually very useful. The floating bar, I'm not going to call it a gimmick. It's just, when I say I don't like it, I just tried it and I was like, I'm turned off by this. It seems like there's something extra to do, like the edge function on my Note. I don't even really use that too much. Connor Courtley, I see you must have just came in because I've already talked about the Moto X4. Get a fresh cut. No, I need to cut my hair, man. I ain't cut my hair yet. Big bezels make it unattractive with the HTC. See, you know, the HTC U11 with this big, I think that's another thing, the bezel thing. You know, since the industry is going bezel-less, good phones that are not bezel-less are getting overlooked. Like if I had to choose between these two, I would go with the U11 just based on the price and how great the cameras are. You know, and they both have a quad-issue display. I mean, these aren't that far off. I know you're saying it has a big bezels and everything, but they're not that far off. I would go with this one because it costs less and it's got better cameras. In my experience so far on the front, and you know, the rear is close. I haven't officially tested these yet, but I will. But if I just had to choose, I'm going with the U11 over a lot of phones, man. How many onboard gigabytes of memory is available? It's 64, and when you take it out of the box, it's between 12 and 14 that's used. Not sure if my question went through, but can you do a U11 headphones Mate Pro? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll get to those when I get to those. Like the phone that the Mate line and the Mate 10 isn't even here yet. The U11 Plus is probably going to be one of the best phones, period, and it's going to be one of the most underrated phones, just like the U11. The U Ultra is still a boss. The U Ultra is getting used too. I use the U Ultra a lot, man. After using a phone so long, you really forget the bezels. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even notice, like this, I'm not caught up into that hype. So I don't really care that the internet says the bezels on my phone are too big. Like, I like the iPhone 8 Plus, man. That's just me. It's a dated design, but I like it. I like the iPhone 8 Plus. I don't really notice bezels. I'm not looking at. If anything, that's something to hold on to. You know, it's just what it is. Will the LG software hold up after a few months? Yeah, I don't have any problems with LG software. I mean, again, that's stuff that kind of, I guess, maybe it was you based on your previous experience or whatever, but I don't have any problems with the LG software. I like the LG software. I think if the U11 Plus, even if it's priced at $750, it's totally probably going to be worth it, because this phone is $650 at the highest point, and right now you can get it for $600 directly through HTC with that $50 discount they have. If they price it at $750, it's probably going to totally be worth it, because it's going to have all the same specs as everybody else. It's just that the marketing won't be behind it. Probably, let's hope that it is, and so people are going to crap on it. They're going to say it's not worth it before it even comes out. You know, I still use Cricket, man. Somebody else asked that earlier. I have Cricket, and I have actually 2 Cricket lines, 2 T-Mobile lines, and I forgot the other one. But it's like 1:30, man. I've been streaming for like an hour and a half, I think, already. So I'm gonna get out of here, man. I just wanted to give you a quick live stream on. I haven't done a lot of live streams, I don't think, but about to go. And also, I wanted to test out my new Chromebook's front camera. This is actually the front camera on my Chromebook. I got the new Acer Chromebook that came out, the 15-inch one that looks like a MacBook, and that's what I'm using. It has a wide-angle 720p front camera. So, how do you think the stream looked? I think it looks pretty decent from the viewfinder. I'll see it later on the video, though. But you know, I just wanted to kick it with the new Chromebook camera. I'm loving the Chromebook. I think it's hot, man. There's just absolutely nothing I mean, the Chromebook's nice. You know, I'll have some kind of review on it. I didn't buy it to review it. I didn't get it to review it. I got it just because I wanted it. So, and it's the latest Chromebook, and it's a good Chromebook. It's huge, man. I would never buy a big laptop, but this one is actually pretty tight. So I got this on a sweet deal, I'll say. So I want to test out the front camera, but I do have an external mic plugged in. So the mic is not from the Chromebook. The mic is my high-powered Samsung mic that I use for videos, because the U11 can take an external mic, and so pretty much, you know, it's a directional mic. So that's what makes it good. So, but I wanted to jump on, man, and show you guys some love. I know you guys took time out of your day to join me for a live stream on the V30. I like the always-on display of the V30. I love it, man. There's a lot of them that you can choose from. I like this one with the red and white. It's pretty dope. It's really nice, man. I really like it. And I'm rocking it with my ZTE joint. People think this is a Huawei watch, or they think it's, everywhere I've gone, people said that watch costs about $900, right? I'm like, nah, son, this didn't cost them $900, but this watch right now is actually just $100 full cost, or $200 if you can't catch it on sale. You have to get it through T-Mobile. But the V30, man, I think I'm really going to enjoy this phone. Whether I'll keep it or not 3 months from now, I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't live life like that. I try not to make too many plans. I just like to freestyle it and enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate everybody jumping on real fast. And, you know, the V30 is hot, dude. It's not even, it's no question that I like this phone, for real. Well, let's see how it holds up. So, shoot, I like it. I hope you're enjoying your V30 if you have one. And I hope you guys, if you're on the fence about getting it, man, just buy it. Just go, because if you're doing a lot of contemplating, you probably want it, and you know you're probably gonna go back to the internet and try to watch videos on it or read what the internet says. I say once you get that little tingle in your system, you need to go ahead and buy it, to just get it out of your system. You know, because that's where I was at. I was like, man, I'm not spending $800 on that phone. And after a while, I was like, man, I got it. I got to get this out of my system. I got to get this. So I got it. So, you know, it's good. I'm loving it so far. I'm able to work with what I have. And I think I'm going to test the DAC after this video. I'm going to go ahead and get those JBL headphones out of my backpack. And I'm going to plug them in. And I'm going to listen to some music. I'm not going to listen to music on YouTube. I'm going to listen to some music like Pandora. Listen to some MP3 files. To really see how it is. I'm going to make phone calls and stuff with the headphones. Let's see. So it's Saturday. October 21st. And I'm loving the V30 so far, man. I got a new video out on it. I appreciate you guys checking out that video. I just released it before this live stream. It's a camera review for the V30. It's doing pretty good. You guys seem to be liking it. Same thing. People are asking, how's the screen? Man, focus on the camera. Ugh. But I'll pump out more videos when I can. And I see you guys still coming in. Yeah, thank you guys, man. The U11 hijacked the stream. Shout out to Forbes Tech and Grant and Mobile Geek, all the actual YouTubers. Shout out to those guys, because I know they know how hard it is to run a YouTube channel. They know how hard it is to take time for a stream. They know how hard it is to do any of that stuff. And if you're not a YouTuber, you know how hard it is to keep up with YouTubers, because if you're subscribed to a bunch of people like I am, you got to go back and catch up on those videos and watch everything. So when you take time out of your day to watch me, I publicly tell you thank you, and I appreciate it, because when you watch the videos, it makes me do more for the channel. So I'll try to continuously be consistent, no matter how big I get, which means more subscribers and more traveling I do and stuff like that. I'm gonna be me, so it's gonna be easy for me to maintain being honest and straightforward with you guys, because it's just what it is. It's no show. It's just me kicking back like I'm sitting in the living room. You know, after this is over, I'm gonna get my headphones, test out this DAC, grab out some lunch, get a salad or something. Because I gotta go to the gym later. But you guys are awesome, man. So thanks to everybody. Oh yeah, shout out to the replay crew. Shout out to the replay crew. The replay crew. If you just now coming on and you're watching this, shout out to the replay crew. You know, I always got you. They always hit me up on Twitter and be like, shout out to the replay crew. They be like, replay crew in the house. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday. But I'm still pumping out some videos. I got a lot of videos that's probably gonna go live, but I'm just gonna have some fun here, enjoy my Saturday. I'm probably gonna go out of town for a little bit, go to a restaurant or something, and kick back. So man, y'all enjoy y'all Saturday, and I'll be waiting for the people that I'm subscribed to pump out some content, man. Come on, Grant, Mobile Geezer, Forbes Tech, give me some more stuff to watch, dude. Give me some Night Tech, give me some more stuff to watch. Deuces, y'all.